today to pop up on your YouTube screen because now that I'm officially old and not only old, qualified as old, I thought I would make a video about the 10 different things I wish I could go back and tell younger me. I wish I could go back and tell younger me a few life lessons, but I can't. So I'm gonna tell all of you fine, lovely ladies and gentlemen, I suppose, too, and non-binary peeps. I'm gonna tell all you creatures out there in the vast, unforgiving, cruel world of the internet. I'm gonna tell all of you the things that I wish younger me knew. And no legal guarantees, mind here, but I promise that they will at least benefit your life in some way, at least for a source of entertainment. And because I'm old, officially old, qualified old, aging old, dead, I will be using the last little ghosts and smidgens of my youth to demonstrate the numbers upon which we will be counting them backwards first, from least important to most, because you know, some days a granny just wants to crack a bone or two, you hear? And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share this video because your attention keeps me going. I don't know how I would survive without it. So don't forget to spread your love all over my old and aging bones, because goodness knows it's the only thing keeping me from going into the grave as it is. Ugh. Knitting! Child, you're knitting. We need to talk about it.
Yeah, you know how you seem to get the knitting bug each and every winter? Literally none of those projects are going to be something you ever finish. And I don't know whether it's because you're cold, you've got the frostbitten creativity, it would be just nice being able to breathe without it hurting for a change, because, you know, New Zealand houses aren't always the warmest, but the knitting will never pay off. You might drown at all the balls of wool you have, but the amount of unfinished projects you've got laying around all over the place could be enough to actually serve as insulation. It's effective for a change, if you were just that tad bit more organised with things. Also, if anyone's got any tips for becoming more motivated and driven in life, drop a comment, y'all. My laziness, I swear, will be the death of me.
9. Stuff! You're hoarding, child! It's getting a bit on my nerves!
All that stuff isn't worth it. It never was worth it, and just because people gave it to you shouldn't mean that it weighs you down and makes you feel guilty because you want to get rid of it, but you don't want to offend anyone or make them sad. Stuff is stuff, and at the end of the day, a gift is given as a blessing. Use it once, make sure they see you using it and that you appreciate them for caring about you, but honestly, don't feel bad about getting rid of things that no longer serve your purpose. If someone is giving you grief about giving away things that you don't even like, then heck, give it to them if they're gonna be all salty about it. I can't help but wonder if maybe this is why we battle all these hoarding problems and messiness in our houses throughout our lives. Because everything forbid, we take a stand and reassert any boundaries within ourselves. If you can't even organise your house the way you want to, then is your life even yours? Quit keeping things for the sake of other people. Look up Marie Kondo if that's what it takes. You can appreciate what a person has done for you or given you, but if it's not something that makes you happy, then let it go. They didn't encumber you with all this stuff just to make you miserable.
Hey! Shadows. The shady shit.
Don't let the shady stuff slide. It's literally never worth it. There is a big world out there, and it is full of people who will not be lurking with dark intentions, testing your limits to see how much you can tolerate. People can be good, sure, but there will always be someone nicer, kinder and better. There will always be bigger fish to fry, and just because somebody can play nice doesn't mean you're obligated to tolerate all the crap they decide to get off on watching you take. And quit trying to see the best in their character as well. They are not mistaken, they are not blind, they are not naive. People who purposefully do dodgy stuff then come at you with the, "Oh, I didn't realise," or "I didn't mean it like that, I don't know what you're being so sensitive for." They know exactly what they're doing, and the only thing that will come of this is that they get worse. They'll ramp it up, Even more because they're conditioning you to not speak up about what makes you uncomfortable. It's predatorial, it's creepy, and it doesn't matter who's doing it. You deserve better than these self-labelled jokesters who specifically work their way around your boundaries time and time again.
7. Feelings.
Now, this one carries on perfectly from our last topic. Be clear about your feelings. Voice them once and then be done. You are valid. Your preferences are valid. And you shouldn't even feel like you have to justify them in order for them to be respected. If you feel like you have to come up with some sort of big elaborate story as to why what you say should be listened to, then note the heck out right away. What you say deserves to be honoured because you say it. Other people don't get to pick and choose which parts of you they can choose to take seriously today, just because it suits them or they're feeling generous. For the sake of your mental health, run! Be harsh! Be that bitch! And cut them off quicker than the light of day if they ever disrespect you for it. Yes, even once. Because you don't deserve to constantly be tiptoeing around a person. You deserve people who compliment and flatter who you are and what you stand for. And I'm not saying cut people off just because you're in a bad mood. Explain to them, but only ever do it once. The right people will come, but only if you can hold yourself to the same esteem you want to be treated as.
6. Silence.
Anyone who encourages your silence is never worth it. And I don't even care that half of these are about boundaries and recognising your self-worth. You are a whole ass person. You have a voice. You deserve to be heard. Because, plot twist, quiet children aren't happy and healthy children. Teenagers who never seem to have problems to talk about, it's not that they don't have problems, it's that they don't feel safe discussing them. And adults that you can never seem to find any common ground with, it's because they don't feel like they can open up around you. Things like mental health and how you're doing need to be discussed. Things like life values and important life lessons shouldn't be whispered about conspiratively in isolated corners, and that's assuming if they even get talked about at all. Your voice needs to be heard, and you deserve to be having conversations that aren't constantly being shut down or hushed away. Quiet children are not okay children, and if you're going to be consistently coming at a person because they dare to even exist, for goodness sakes, then maybe you shouldn't be in that person's life. You were given a voice to speak, and tarting is to listen and be heard through. And people who don't acknowledge this do not care about your life or well-being.
5.
Don't let the word hard discourage you. Never let it be the reason that you don't do something. Hard is there to weed out those who aren't fully committed. Hard is there as a disclosure that you're going to have to be dedicated to aim for your goal. Never let anyone use that term to prevent you from doing something. All hard means is that you have to prep a bit more, that you could use a support system. Hard doesn't mean impossible, and those who live on the mentality that hard isn't worth it will only end up holding you back. With the right planning and people, hard means this will be worth it, and you will get there. I mean, life's hard and you've made it this far, right?
4.
This one's another topic that runs on from our last. Don't let fear be the reason you don't live your life. When I was young, I didn't rise and seize a lot of opportunities that I potentially could have. If I didn't completely get something right from the get-go, I would just assume that it wasn't meant to be and move on with my life. Fear held me back, kept me in some really bad situations, and then henpecked me till I was nothing. And a lot of that fear came from a lack of confidence in not knowing how to do things right. Well, newsflash, if you're already mastering things from the get-go, then you're not learning, are you? You're not growing as a person. You insult yourself. Open your mouth and get some support around you. Utilise your voice. Upskill. Learn. And if people won't help you, then call a hotline. Email the one who's meant to be in charge, and if they won't help you either, then you keep going over their heads. You go up the chain of command and you draw exposure to what's going on. You're scared because you know you're going to fail if you keep on like this, and it's true. So change the way you're doing things. Draw people around you. Think, for goodness sakes. Draw up some plans. Because things can be done, but fear is not a sign that you're meant to give up. It's a warning light to maybe reevaluate on how you're doing things. Where is your will to live, child, I swear?
3. Be authentic. Oh my gosh, you should totally be authentic,
Be authentic, live your truth, and don't be afraid to cut out those who try and tear you down over that. You're not doing life wrong just for being you. You were brought into this world to live for gosh darn sakes. And if you can't even live as realistically you, then I hate to break it to you, but you're never going to be able to live at all, because it will always be something else, and then something else again. Live yourself bold and loudly, and may those who don't like it be deterred as a repellent, because why even exist at all if it's not for you alone?
No! Fuel! Oh my gosh. Your best be invest on that money, girlfriend.
Invest your money, bench! The banks are not secure. Look throughout history. Banks have a habit of going down with very little security guaranteed. The government will probably come out any day now with some new form of made up tax to drag what you've earned and leave you poor. There is a saying that goes, never carry all your eggs in one basket. Look, learn and think about how you can get your money to work for you. Because in this life, nothing is guaranteed, and if you don't get up and learn how to play that game, there will be people who come along and play you. And the sooner you do this, the better off you'll be.
Number 1. And that is business school.
Business school, get yourself to a business school. Are you tired of being told what you're meant to do with your life? Feel like there's only one path for you to follow, and you're putting that path off for as long as you can? Do you not feel like you even know what you want to do with your life, because any option you think up isn't going to work out for whatever reason? Then get yourself to a business school, child! Even just like a tech or an alternative form of education that's not necessarily a university, you could do like a level 3 and 4 business and admin course that provides you with evidence that you are hireable, and you can demonstrate these skills to a credible degree. The course is usually extremely good value for money, if not free, and you can complete it in just a matter of months also. And fun fact, having a level 4 certificate can often serve as a bridging qualification into other forms of study that can override getting your NCA level 3. For only a few amount of dollars and absolutely no direction in life whatsoever, these qualifications can be the literal make or break for you. If you don't know what to do in life, then study this.
Hope y'all enjoyed me breaking on my bones and possibly my grave.
Okay, these are pretty much all the words of wisdom I could think up for today. I hope you all enjoyed them. Don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.